Welcome back with another banger. It's the React Files. Hope you having a good night. Let's get straight to it.
You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure, you know?
If you could remember, struggle, tell me, give me a date.
You know what? I'll have to go back to the clinic and see if they can restore my memory.
This young woman stops outside a house and sits down on the middle of the road. The house security camera picks up on audio, and you can hear her speaking out loud, as if talking to someone who isn't there. But here's the strange part. She gets answers. Something is conversing with her. Could she be experiencing some kind of mental health episode, and she is actually the one mimicking another voice? Or is this an entity that moves through the frequency of the electricity and is intelligently conversing with this woman? It seems to be talking when she talks, so it would be hard to pull it off. Wear headphones for this and see if you can pick up on words I've missed or couldn't make out, and let me know what you hear.
Does it really matter what structure of God? I would never. Sometimes a man is to handle his responsibility. That's the point.
Follow me for your dose of nightmare fuel.
Now that was pretty trippy. Looked like that lady was possessed. I wish I seen a timestamp on the camera or something. Kind of made me feel like it's fake, but it was still pretty creepy.
The footage is sent in to me by Marvin the Martian, and it's a family in the US that looked up into the sky and they saw this band of light appearing, hovering, making no noise, and then it eventually phases out, okay? I'm going to change the background in just a second, and we're going to try and see a little bit more about this object in question, right? So here we go, right? Again, high up in the sky, band of light, not moving, stationary, and then eventually phases out. This is hella weird, mate. I mean, we've seen this again in Latino countries where objects like this have been filmed stationary and then vanishing, right? And there was that other one that was about a football field size type band of light that was floating behind some trees in Texas. Again, stunning a family, and then it was kind of glinted all these different colours and then disappeared off again. It seems to be kind of a common theme, but whatever this is, I don't know, man. Like, you guys let me know what you think, like, because this one is kind of perplexing me, because you would think originally if it's Starlink, but no, it's stationary and then phases out of existence. So, I don't know, man. Marvin the Martian, thank you for sending this in. This is hella interesting, man. Oh, man.
I agree. It's really interesting. Shout out to Interstellar Discussion and Marvin the Martian. At first glance, I thought it was Starlink as well. Still could be. Maybe it was going into sleep mode.
This is a McDonald's in 2025. This is the same McDonald's in 2009. Talk about attention to detail. This looks like a safari outside of that building. Check out this McDonald's in 2025. Now Now look at the exact same McDonald's in 2009. Not as detailed as the Safari, but look at what's going on here. Once again, attention to detail. Look at how these logos look in 2025. Look at how they used to look like in the 2000s. They're really taking the color away from life. They're taking the enthusiasm away from life, the flavor, the spark. Now all of these establishments down to the logo be looking like a gray factory. And the thing about it is it's all by design. It's all by design. It would be one thing if the aesthetics was taken away from the overhead that you would make as a profit every month. But that's not the case because McDonald's, Wendy's, etc., they're making money and a lot of money every year. So why take away the personality, the flavor of the building itself? Why take away all those colors and all of that? Because I'm assuming that the agenda is to make everything monotone. Everything with no spark, with less flavor. Like the creativity level in this era right now is at an all-time low. I've never seen nothing like this before. All the way down to the logos. Like everything is just depressing with it. We need a renaissance and we need it fast.
We need a renaissance and we need it fast. I ain't gonna cap. Them early logos look vibrant. I can't lie. As a kid, I used to love going to McDonald's. They used to have a playground inside. Now it look like a place you go to file your taxes. Shout out to .mango13.
This is actually insane. South Korea's military has just accidentally dropped 8 bombs on a civilian village near North Korea's border during training. This is 100% real. Reports say that one of their fighter jet pilots entered in the wrong coordinates of where to release these bombs. This resulted in them dropping 8 bombs weighing 500 pounds each by mistake. Several buildings were damaged, but surprisingly, only 8 were injured, and the military said that they will be compensating the victims. But the question that everyone is asking is like, how could an accident like this even happen? Like, why were there not more safety measures to prevent simply entering in the wrong coordinates and this resulting in that? Wild.
How do you accidentally drop 8 bombs? That's wild, I agree. Shout out to Dylan Page. This is crazy.
Professor from Mud Fossil University is captivated by the petrified head of a Naga reptilian sent to him from a woman in Malaysia. A woman who refuses outright to bring it inside her house because of her culture's firm belief in the existence of these creatures. Watch this.
And I know this thing was alive. You'll see in a second. You see these different textures around the eyes, around the lips, and like the creases and so forth, up on the head and in the back. I'll show you. This was a fluted-headed creature. Now, these are not great shots, but I worked with her for quite a bit, and I looked at it very carefully. I know what it is. All right, so that's the head. Now, this is the back of the head, where it comes out fluted. You see this? The head's cracked here. There's red blood coming out of it. All right, there's the carapace that comes over. Now, did this thing expand? I would say probably. And make like a cobra head. I don't know. But I don't see any reason for these folds like that. But I do see the crack right there. There's no question. That's cracked open, and that is literally red blood coming out of here. And she keeps it outside because she's scared of it. I don't necessarily blame her. Now, this is a real close-up of the eye, but you could tell, I understand different textures, and this had like some kind of like almost like a beak. You see how this comes down here? And it looks to me a little bit of a different texture than this. I could be wrong, it could be the same, it could be just the lighting. But my buddy here, Caesar Augustus, this is a little bit different than this. This is a beak or a bill or whatever they call them on geese. Yeah, I think this is a goose. If anybody can explain that feather pattern, this is what, I haven't had anybody tell me what has a big, good size. I think this is a waterfowl. And he's got that flappy underneath stuff that they have. And there's his feathers. And that's where his neck would have been. Now, this is, again, nucleophilic invasion and substitution. You won't see this as being any different. All you see is the coating is different, which is, you can see the texture in there when you look. You can see that's his throat, if you get it in the right highlights. And that's the vein, I mean the artery. There's the vein. Veins plug off. The throat just clogs up, you know, it just gets transitioned into basalts primarily. Stone, it depends on where it was. You got limestone, basalts, you got mudstone, you got all kinds of stuff. And bones and everything. And your cartilage and everything gets transitioned at the same time and turns to the same material. That's called nucleophilic substitution. It invades and substitutes, and it happens with these transition metals in most cases. And then you get a lot of colorization.
Follow me for your dose of nightmare fuel.
Whatever it was, looked like it came across Medusa. Shout out to Nightmare Fuel. I wouldn't bring that in my house either. The back of the head was crazy though. The redness, looked like it was split open. That's crazy.
Hey, yo, man, y'all get ready, man. Y'all get ready. I'm walking down the street, minding my business, man. And I just saw somebody with that demon face syndrome. You know what that, y'all know what that is, right? Go look up what that is right now. Come back to this video. So I'm walking down the street, man, minding my business. Turn to my right, man, and I see somebody with a blurry face. So I slow down a little bit so I can get a better look, because now I'm thinking it's my eyes playing tricks on me, bro. The lady get a little closer, man. And the whole time, it's her face that's blurry, bro. But through the blurriness, I can see the face, the demon face, like, type of shit, bro. It was crazy, bro. Bro, they walking amongst us now, bro. There's no time to play. They walking amongst us now, bro. They here, bro. They on this earth with us, walking with us, talking with us. I don't know if you gotta have a certain level of awakening, bro, but shit, they here.
Right, people, we've got some strange footage coming from Hamburg, Germany, right? And it's a very odd occurrence. We've got a weird strobe light thing up in the sky. There's a little glowworm up there that's had a few disco biscuits and it's kind of having a rave party on its own. I'm not sure, right? So I'm going to invert the footage in a moment and we're going to look at this a little bit closer, because there are a few strange anomalies that are happening in the background that not many people could really quite pick up on, right? So let's have a little look without me attacking my microphone. Right, so this is now, obviously the background's been enhanced. We zoomed in a little bit. And as you can see, right, just keep an eye on this little section here, right? And look and see if you can notice anything strange, okay? So the little glowworm's kicking off and doing its thing. Oh, look, and then you'll see a black... Oh, what's that? Look! Some type of black orb type thing. You see it zooming around there? Look at the state of that object, bruv. Right? I don't know. This is a bit weird. Right, let's look at it one more time, right? So, this thing basically manifests into the space. It doesn't come from anywhere, it just appears and then hovers around like a moth to a flame, okay? So, is this a dark orb? You know? Potential dark orb here that's kind of manifesting itself, doing what it does best. Because we've seen this quite a lot. Look at the state of this thing, bro. Look. It's like getting all over the place. I don't know, though. Very strange. You guys let me know what you think. Germany. What have you got going on over there, big dogs?
Evil Pocahontas actress arrested for disorderly conduct. But what is disorderly about trying to reach out after 17 years of physical and mental abuse by her husband? Witnesses described how her husband would stalk her on the set of American Primeval and would call her countless times day and night, would threaten other actors, and even beat her in her trailer. Irene herself said she feels like a dark presence haunts her, and that her husband is part of that evil presence out to destroy her soul. It's sad to see such a beautiful person go through that, and have paranormal phenomenon happen to her too. It's like she can't escape from the evil that somehow binded itself to her, or was cursed upon her. I hope she finds her peace soon and gets back on her feet, and gets far away from that husband.
Well, somebody else remembers. I didn't know you.
She had a cuff on her, and what's her name? What is your officer's name? Excuse me! Excuse me! What is this officer's name? What is his name? I need to know his name.
Durkin, 114.
Durkin. Is that your name?
That's me.
That's you. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? Officer Durkin. Officer Durkin, I need to know.
Let me get on here.
No, I am
now.
not.
You will go to jail on a felony. Let me go.
I am not letting you go.
Let me go.
You tell me his name. You tell me his name. Officer. Officer.
Chill out.
You tell me his name.
Listen.
Officer. You tell me his name.
Nice. Come on.
I will not let go of his leg. I tell you. Tell me his name. I will not. You have treated me this way because I am this way.
No.
I will not let go of his name until I know his name. What is your name? What is his name? I need to know his name. Of course you want to give me his name.
Relax.
But of course you won't.
Hold on, let me.
But of course you won't. I will not know. I will not go. You officer, no. 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 I am not here. I am not here. I'm good course. I am not here, good course. You officer. You officer. You officer. You officer. Must know. I am not here, good course. I am not here. I am not here, good course. I know. I know. I am You will know.
Hope she gets the help she needs. Sounds like she just had a few too many beers or something. In that last video with her, there was something on the ground, looked like a black Kennedy. She could be tormented at the same time. I don't know. It's definitely creepy.
How the heck did they get this chapel to sit on them pillar columns like that? They excavated this whole site out in Brazil, and they're trying to say that they installed these pillar columns right here. Just look at all the dirt on these columns right here, okay? These were already here, and this chapel got built on top of an ancient temple. You see that yellow building in the back right there? That's sitting on top of another temple. All them pillar columns in the back of that, right? Those were already there. Just look how small this dude is, alright? Compared to these pillar columns. That's all dirt from them excavating it out. This is from Noah's flood, okay? Tartaria is a psyop. Tartaria, if anything, is Tartaris from the Bible. Tar nation, okay? It's hell. Straight up. And these are your Greek pillar columns leading right into the underworld. This is all pagan temples that got flooded from Noah. So if God made a covenant with Noah in Genesis and then reminded again later in Isaiah 54:9, then how could all these mud floods worldwide possibly have happened if they were not Noah's flood? Here, Genesis 9:15. Remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. The water shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. Right? This is from Noah's flood. The mud floods, all them floods, they reset the dates on everything. This is Noah's flood, okay? If your Bible doesn't look worn down like this, don't even try to debate me on this. Right again in Isaiah 54:9. For this is like the waters of Noah to me. The waters of Noah would no longer cover the earth, so I have sworn that I would not be angry with you nor rebuke you. The mud floods are Noah's flood. I've seen a couple little old world maps with Tartaria on it in Asia, but we got Tartarian buildings in New York, alright? The Native Americans came from Siberia. They're all Asian. They added 1,000 years all the way back to Nimrod and the flood. So this is Nimrod right here. He altered his DNA to become a Nephilim. This is the great-grandson of Noah, okay? Gopher wood is only found in Florida and Georgia. That puts Noah and his family in the United States of America. He is the first Freemason to build after the flood. That's why that Freemason marker right there is depicted next to him. They photoshopped this out in the original image. That's why I have it marked. So this is step one of the blueprints. They said that they poured these 54-meter pillar columns right here, and then that they dug it all out, constructed a platform on part 2, and they did it all the way down. It's right here to finish all this off. The only thing is these pillar columns are already here in the ground. The only thing they put in were these horizontal platforms. I was in advanced architectural design. I designed my first set of blueprints when I was like 12 years old. My dad gave me his suitcase full of blueprints. These are faulty blueprints. There would not be any mud on these pillar columns right here, if that's fresh concrete, there's no mud underneath any of these platforms. None of this mud would be here. Same thing like this. You see how this building has a solid wall on the right hand side, and in the back, that other building on the top right has the temple pillars right there, just like right here. These would have been flat walls if they built them originally. It would have matched this side of the site on the right. They're not. There's no pillar columns right here because this is a newer constructed building. These two buildings right here in the back, they just built on top of these temples. This is in the state capital of the United States. This bottom part of this 3D design is what's going to be buried up to like right here. Fill all this in and convert it into a capitol building. And all these buildings are going to have catacombs underneath. These are ancient temples that were wide open halls. They added steps up to them and bricked in the pillar columns around it, and they converted them into your capitol buildings, your banks, and so on and so forth. This is right in the state capitol. You could see they poured these steps up right here. Underneath behind them steps would have been that flat base that was there with no arcs in it or anything. These pillar columns right here on the inside of these buildings, they run all the way down. Just like this, and they create floors and tiers in them. And fill them in and create a building. These pillar columns literally go down into catacombs. This is underneath the church leading down. Now these are Egyptian pillar columns right here. This is laid out the same way as the arcs underneath all your bridges, okay? All these pillar columns go back to the same civilization pre-flood. They were all Nephilim and fallen angels. Nimrod got his information when he spliced his DNA. Solomon got his when he was playing around with demons. And they showed him how to construct these pillar columns using alchemy and chemical formulas and permanent bonds. That's why these ancient pillar columns last so long. Now, these are the pillar columns in 7087. They filmed the movie Salt here with Angelina Jolie in it. My family poured every single one of these pillars for Local 190 in the Union, okay? They use different concrete nowadays. That's why these deteriorate and they have to go back and fix them. It's to keep people working and enslaved. They had the information how to pour permanent pillars and permanent bonds, so where we only constructed this one time and it would last forever. It was weather resistant. This is Samson right here when he crashed out and destroyed the pillar columns, and then he ended up passing from it, but you get the point. This was all ancient art right here to the Nephilim. Alright, so all these buildings, alright, they're built by your fallen angels and Nephilim. This was all built and laid out like an electrical grid to harvest energy. This is all fallen angel technology. That's why the arcs on these doors were so big. That stained glass window right there was a second edition. This was a giant wide open arc that Nephilim used to walk through. No man today constructed this building. And that's not because they're not alive. It's because they have no idea to lay out these harmonic ratios. They don't even know the chemical formula of the concrete. These were literally built by the Freemasons and the Nephilim. That's why these arcs are so big right here. That's why there's the compass right there at the top. Right? This all harnessed energy from the ether. You can see right here on the side of this, that's water right there pouring out the side of this structure right here. They also harnessed water and electricity from water. Whether it was through a canal system or salt water carrying an electric charge. Not even kidding, this is right from the military library. These are all Masonic halls, Nephilim halls, giant open arc temples. This is literally all fallen angel technology deployed into a building system to harvest energy. And they used masonry, which is why Nimrod and Solomon are both Freemasons, known to construct buildings. Just look at the size difference between these people right here. The same Nephilim built the pyramids in Mexico and Egypt. These are hieroglyphs right here, carvings. They're all the same tribe worldwide. They got wiped out from the flood, and then they came back post-flood when Nimrod tried splicing his DNA, and then when Solomon was trying to summon demons. Here's another one right here. They added these little steps right here. These little guys in here, these little humans right here, they were never allowed in here because they were that big.
Shout outs to Indios 369. That was a lot right there. Disproving Tartaria and the Mud Floods. Part 1. Covenant of Noah's Flood. Saying there was no mud flood. It was Noah's flood. Like, very interesting. I never seen someone try to debunk Tartaria.
Hi. Hey, Jeffrey. How are you? How's everybody doing? Good? Oh, hi. Happy? Hey, Carrie. Is anybody hungry? I just feel like everybody's got to be hungry right now. Good. I was hoping you'd say that because I have this crazy idea that I will order pizza. And so if I do, I don't want it to go to waste. Who will eat pizza if I... Jennifer? Yes? Harrison? Yes? Yes? Mark? All right. Too large? What do you think? I'm going to order some pizza. That's what I'll do. So I borrowed Pharrell's hat, and I thought I'd pass it around and get some money for the pizza, because nobody ever really, What do you have, Harvey? 200?
200.
That's a start.
That's a start.
Let's see, what do you have, John? Would you have 20? Kevin?
20. That's for you.
Thanks so much. Okay. Guess what? Pizza's here.
Hello.
Come on down. I lied. We weren't going backstage. Okay. So we have just vegetables with like tomato sauce. We have cheese. We have different kinds. Who's hungry? Who's gonna eat on this side? Okay. Cheese. That's a cheese. Yeah. Julia wants cheese. Who's your favorite movie star? They're here. Who do you want to talk to? The whole thing? All right. Great. Great. And then I don't have any money. Who here has... Sandy? Where's Harvey Weinstein? Harvey. Harvey.
And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed tonight's rabbit hole. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you check this one right here? Thanks again. Till next time.